What's up, guys? How we doing? Scott the Life Artist back. Today is a tough one, man. Today I'm feeling suicidal. I've been feeling it the last few days and I just thought fuck it. Let me put out a video and see what comes of it. Because I think deep down, all of us, if we don't commit physical suicide, we end up committing some sort of spiritual suicide. Something that may take decades, years and decades for it to be fulfilled. But I started to notice that within me. I felt like I just started to die spiritually. And I know with every death comes a rebirth, whether it's in this life or the next, but I started to feel old, but not old like crippled or feeble, but feeble in spirit. I started to feel weak and depressed and no longer thrilled by anything or enthusiastic and very cynical. And it sucks, you know? It sucks to feel like that. Then I wonder if we all carry this feeling where we give up the adventure and we don't really want to explore, we just start to wind down. What is that really about, if you ask yourself? Because that's what I've been asking myself. Through observing others, observing myself, maybe my parents, my family, my friends, people I love around me. How some people just give up. Now they may not go to the train station and top themselves, but they give up spiritually, right? Maybe they say, I'm getting too old for this, or I can't do this, but slowly wind down to the point where you kind of check out. Now, of course, there's some old geezers out there, old women, ladies who aren't like that. Growing older can be a wonderful thing. You gain more spiritual wisdom, you become like a Yoda or an elder. And that's a wonderful thing. And there are some people out there who are older and very let go, but a lot, unfortunately, the most, pack it all in quite early, start to decline, right? And use all these excuses and rationale about why they can't really live fully, when in earnest, it's fear, right? And I think after a while, when you live in enough fear, you don't want to live anymore. It's like, man, I'm so closed down, I'm so checked out, why be here, right? And physical suicide is more like, I feel like that, fuck, I don't know how to change it, fuck this. I'm not waiting decades to degrade. I'm gonna do it now. And that's what I've been battling with. It's been my rapture of sorts. And, you know, I have one of my closest friends do it not too long ago. And it was a shock. It was a big shock. Because he was such a lovely guy, such an awesome individual. And yes, he was going through his challenges, but it was always, at least in my mind, I didn't take it as serious. Of course, I met up with him, made sure he's okay, and blah, blah, blah. Maybe I should have met up with him more. But looking back, I realized, fuck, things can change fast, right? And that's why I'm taking this suicide feeling a bit more seriously. I'm investigating it. I'm not just pushing it down and thinking there's something wrong. Because sometimes you can have everything in the world, but you still feel suicidal. And it can be challenging, right? You live in a world where everyone is expected, because we inherited some weird vibrations, to essentially be on your best behavior and always put out this perfect ideation of yourself, right? Look at Instagram. Everything is fucking created. Not everyone, but a lot is curated to give the idea of perfection. Fancy filters, always get the right lighting. Everyone just want to put on their best performance, right? But in reality, life isn't like that. But we buy into this psychological loop where we believe everyone else is perfect and okay. Like, I've had that. I've been like, oh, the homeless guy there, I know he's homeless, but he's perfectly fine. Like, it's me, the one that's the problem, right? This guy has less than me, but I'm the one who's really suffering. Like, everyone else is fine but me. Isn't that a weird, weird thing? And I think that idea of perfection that we put out, that defense, makes us believe in some weird subconscious way that everyone else is lolly, trolley-lolly and along, living their perfect life. And even if they're wounded or injured, they're still living a perfect life. How do they do it, right? When I think this feeling of spiritual suicide is something that we all share. Like, you must have had the feeling where you just don't want to live, right? Can't do it. I'm anti-life today, right? What is that really about? What's the seed there that makes you want to just give up? I don't know. That's what I'm investigating. And yeah, man, I've had to just be okay with having a bit of a death wish, right? I've even created an alter ego called Death Wish, like an anime character, so I can enjoy, at least get to grips with and embrace and try to make epic this fucking thing. This feeling to just give it all away, give up, right? And I'm sure I will have a breakthrough, because I usually do. Usually when there's a mental breakdown and you really own it, you will get a breakthrough. But at the moment it hurts. It fucking hurts, man. It's like fucking all the warm, bubbly feelings you have, right? When you're with friends or playing video games or hanging out, going for pizza, meeting up with your girlfriend, whatever the fuck you're doing, going to cinema, those warm feelings, fuck, they get taken, right? At some point they get taken, you get left with a barren wasteland, a fucking blizzard, right? And who you thought you were suddenly ain't as strong as you thought. Suddenly you ain't as perfect as you thought. And yet the paradox is you're probably stronger. And what I will discover is I'm probably stronger, right? Because I've been carrying this fucking suicidal frequency my whole life. Maybe that's since 5 or 6. You know, you start getting told what to do, you have to do this, you know, you're getting ignored. No one has perfect parents. We don't live in a perfect society. Look around, there's wars, violence, rapes, all sorts of shit. You think this is perfect? Of course it's not. Don't kid yourself on that. Doesn't need to be a big deal, but don't kid yourself that there isn't some form of darkness in this world, right? Because we have the potential, right? Because whether we harm ourselves or harm others, there's still that degree of darkness within us. So, yeah, man, you likely will experience it if you really want to know who the fuck you are and what's going on. It's not nice. It's not nice. But the more you resist, the more you have to make do with what you have living with it, right? And I don't want to check out from life, like die slowly. I don't want to do that. And maybe you don't want to do it either. And yeah, I still have this feeling, right? And I suppose I made this video today to say that it's okay if you have that suicidal frequency within you. A lot of people do. I believe the vast majority of people do. If not everybody, even 99.9% of people. Because we live in a tough world, at least sometimes, right? And we develop these traits, these frequencies, this lack of self-worth, or we don't feel we have permission to be ourselves. And that eventually drains you, grates on you, right? Why do you think people have midlife crisis or mental breakdowns? Where do they come from? Trauma, absolutely, but where does the trauma come from? Where's this whirlpool of events creating the trauma, these experiences, right? What's it really about? I don't know. But I know it can leave you with a feeling of not wanting to be here. So if you have it, realize it's okay, I have it too. Many people do. And you're not alone in that, man. I know I'm not alone, right? And I feel like it's my destiny to frickin' find out what that fucker is about, right? Not just chalk it up to fucking depression, which it is a form of depression, but just chalk it up to that, take some medication, and then just have a drink. Like, push it all down. Fuck pushing it all down. Pushing it all down leads to what? Abnormalities. Cut yourself off from who you are, right? Can't go into half of the mansion inside me anymore because it's full of fucking demons and monsters. So my life gets smaller and shorter. Because every time I come to honor myself and come alive, I'm met with this fucking thing. But I don't want to look at it. Well, fuck that, you know? I tried every single thing. Maybe not every single thing, but a lot to try and navigate this thing. And I think it just has to be felt, experienced, and, you know, don't be ashamed of it. That's the big thing. Don't be ashamed. I felt such shame around my workplace, other things, other people. Like, I shouldn't have this. But, like, I'm fucking riding upon the dance of death right now. And it's kind of epic, in a way. And you might be like, Scott, don't call it epic, it's serious. Fuck you. I've got to do what I got to do to relate to it, to make it fun and epic and something I can transform. I can't be one to ignore it anymore, right? And if you're ignoring it and upsets you, I'm sorry. But I'm trying to make it fun. I'm trying to make it epic, right? Because what's the alternative? Don't embrace it, push it down. How's it working out, right? So yeah, it is serious, but fuck it, you know? Let's see what's there. And yeah, man, I suppose I just needed to get it out today, vent. I trust you're having a good day. And if you are suffering, if you are experiencing this suicidal frequency again, it's all right, man, you have it, right? You're not behind, right? You haven't failed. Most people fail to acknowledge it, right? Don't want to acknowledge it, are afraid to. And that's okay. Let other people do that. But know you have support. There's counseling, friends, family, even strangers sometimes can pick up that you're feeling down and ask how you are. So don't give up and staying open. What I felt, the trap I fell into was closing down, suppressing it, going to addictions, at least a bit too much, and thinking A, it was bad, B, it would just go away and I'll ride out. But it's not bad, it's part of who you are. And I don't think it goes away by just ignoring it or trying to reframe it. I mean, reframe it like it's not really real. It's a real experience, right? Suicide or suicidal tendencies, it's a real thing. So learn, be an artist, see how you can embrace this frequency, right? And you may have to give up for a little while feeling all soft and mellow, which I love to feel. Enthusiastic, soft, mellow. Some days you're not going to feel like that, right? And maybe that's part of the journey, discovering something else that you can inquire into, that you can integrate into yourself. That is beyond just feeling mellow and yellow and happy, right? What a badass I am, you are, we all are. We can overcome this through accepting it, through love. It's pretty badass, right? To honor your friends who unfortunately have passed through that and be like, what can I learn here? How can I honor my friend? How can I level up to make sure it doesn't happen to me? Because I know my friend out there in fucking heaven and non-physical, whatever you want to call it, is looking out to me, reaching out to me and encouraging me to stay the path, right? Because what a story it is to have an alter ego called Death Wish. To be that violence towards yourself, but don't discount it. You embrace it, you learn to work with it, transform it, right? Instead of not telling anyone about it, right? Thinking it's bigger than you. Maybe it is bigger, but perhaps when you make it a big villain and you really paint it up, you make it out to be the fucking devil of all devils, the worst of all worst, right? Paint a big picture, or you can make it epic, right? Because it is. Anywho, I love you guys. It's probably the most transparent video I've done. Hope I get a lot of hits because I want to freaking grow this channel. And also want to help some people. So I trust this rough, raw video is going to help. And I love you guys. We chat soon.